And I'll fix the screen as soon as I get my chat up. I've been watching the Shanny debacle, and I've been waiting for it to get further along before I do a big live stream on it. But yes, RSN today has now tried to bribe Shanny to get her on his program. I mean, hello Jennifer, hello Mike. Well, you know what, on this tablet, I'm not even sure if I need this up, but I guess it'll just says it's here, and because apparently I'm reading this quite well. Hello, Freak. Well, one of the things about me, because see, really, I'm on a YouTube break. What content I'm doing, is just kind of cobbled together, just to give you guys something as I can do it. Because, it was a compromise to me either saying I'm on a YouTube break and do nothing, or just see what I can throw together now and then. And so far, I've been doing quite well. It's not been major content, but, I've managed to keep it together. And see, the thing is he doesn't watch YouTube. So he goes with whatever the last thing is, and he followed everything I did for a long time. And I basically wasn't doing. And evidently he's not discovered Letitia yet, and Letitia's all in trouble. Well, I would say that was probably one of my moderators, and I would say you'd best be much more nice to her. I mean, just saying. Hello, Jin. Well, I don't watch him either. I'm not even subscribed. It's just Shanny has her Instagram, and I am subscribed to Shanny on Instagram. And when she had her live this morning, I had just got up. Within 10 minutes, my notification came up and it said she's live, and I went, hey. So, I went and watched the whole thing then, and that's what he was trying to do. This morning, he was going to give her $300 to get on her program. And I don't believe she didn't take it, and she's pretty upset. Well, trying to think. Well, she thinks it's a good reason. So, the way that it rules here is, I don't control the blocks. I just suggest you be really nice to the moderators and think about before what you input. Well, you see, Melton Noodle, you see, it doesn't work that way. To stop any mod drama, I don't control, I aim them. I don't control them. Fortunately for you, make the best of it, because there's none here right now. There's only me, and I think Taylor Autumn under me, because I hear a little meow, meow. So, I'm in an odd spot, so the kiddies are wondering what in the hell is up. Now, you can see my lovely, lovely property back here, and I'm sitting amongst the lush greenness. Right there's my grape arbor. In behind it is a green apple tree. Well, Mike, we got a few more day break of Letitia, and now, my thing with Letitia, before I get back into CJ, is she's going to be mad. So is she going to get back on the second that she gets back on YouTube? Or did she record videos for an entire week? And we're going to get one giant upload of her spurging on us. Well, no, well, she's a psychopath. I mean, she makes Truthfully Tricia look all warm and cuddly. I'm not kidding. She's insane. Murderously insane. And CJ's not discovered her yet, but, I was one of her early subscribers, and and I used to just call her the Cuddle Girl. Hello, Philip. But RSN is going around trying to build his channel. Well, I always built my channel kind of like knowing what the people want. Now, if I did a clip channel, if I went out and got a computer and did a clip channel, I could have a large channel. I don't want to do clip channels. I don't want to sit and run other people's content. I might react to an audio and rebut it, but it's kind of like a debate to me. Oh yeah, I mean, he offered her $300 and she was offended. And it was funny because, well, I'm going to do a big Shanny live because this is so far playing out. I wanted to give it another day or two and just do, like I said, the audio thing and go through and rebut it, because today she's not talking about restraining orders. She's talking about families and healing. So she's going to take him back like I have thought all along. And I've been waiting for this arc to progress a little bit. So, I'm going to do a big Shanny live here, maybe tomorrow. But, she's got 3 lives in, and you can hear her stories changing as she goes. So, in reality, I don't know what happened. I just know there was a physical altercation. And Shanny's not going to want to go on RSN because she's going to get questions and have to put things in stone, because normally she likes $300 and she has jumped to this carrot before. So, I don't know. I don't know what really happened. And when I do the big Shanny live and I go through the audio, we will go through multiple inconsistencies. And that's why at this point I have to say I don't know. Because normally off a comment I would be inclined to believe. But once again, Shanny's words aren't the same words. If I tell you the story about when Ray burned himself up, that story is not going to change. I might mention, different of how I was about to choke on my own spit because I was laughing so hard. But, the fact is, in all the versions of the story I could tell, the same thing's going to happen, including my laughing. Well, yeah, Sherry, they are, but, I let people live and love their own way. Which, I kind of think's funny because politically they're in opposite spectrums. So, more power to them. They can love all they want. And that's why I've not done anything on it, because, once again, it's people's private relationships. And, that's why. What is it, Taylor? Come here, Taylor. You want to see the camera? I'm talking to you guys, and she's... Well, there went Taylor. Look at, I'm not sure if you can catch her, but she's... What are you doing, Taylor? What are you doing, Taylor? Huh? Taylor Autumn, Taylor Autumn. She has her own song. What are you doing? You're crawling downward? She's kind of stupid, I'm not sure if you could catch it right, but, my cat's kind of got the stupids. And I'm talking to you, but she wants my attention, so she's sitting here throwing a meow fit. Well, that's it, Jin Jin. You see, he's always behind. Now, once again, when, I find stuff that's interesting to me, and many of us have a similar mindset, and then I bring that interesting stuff that to me, to you, and show you it in my perspective, and I hope you're entertained by it. Or you're interested in the content, and then we can all discuss it together. Like this James Robert Clark. Now, there's a lot of things that people throw stones at him about, but I want to throw stones at different things. The other day, he called for martial law in gulags in the United States of America. So I want to do a live, and I want to shit all over that like I was Bergs on a hot date. Because he has a ridiculous premise that needs called out, and I think that I can do something a little different at least in one live, and in a hilarious way. And if we go by history, in the end, he will hate me the most. Well enough. Well, Shanny, like I said, in day 1, hellfire and brimstone down on Rev. Day 2, not so as much. And today it's families should be left alone to heal. And people should be punished for their actions. Which means they've talked and she's in the going back to him process. And that's why I wanted to wait 4 days. I wanted to wait for 4 of these lives. And then I'm going to do a big live. And then we're going to show the arc. That way we get the arc of Shanny all at once and illustrate it for what it is. She is the most codependent creature in the planet. Now, CJ right now, he always chases after YouTube women. And, including MFWs and Foodie Beauty. So, I think that CJ could score this one. And he's already seen her naked. But Jin basically has the point. CJ just does old news. I mean, we've all seen Rich Life eat. I mean, we've all heard him. Basically, if you went through what Rich Life calls people, you can just take a name out and just reinsert it. I looked through some old Rich Life stuff 2 years before I knew him, and it was the same thing. Hello, Winter. Come here, honey. Come here, baby. She says, what are we doing? Come here, sweetie. Come on, honey. Yeah, come here. What you doing? What are we doing? Like I say, I'm sitting back further than I normally sit, and they have to come check on me. They're seeing what I'm going to do. And, they're like, what in the hell are you doing back here? Come here, sweetie. Okay, sweetie, come on. Come here, baby. Come here, Winter. There we go. There we go. Yes, it is. My little Winter kitty. And she's a good kitty. She's got a butt. She's got a stub tail. Don't you got your little stub right there. You do your stub thing. She'll stand on your shoulder. But she's a guard cat. She's back here making sure that I'm okay. I get love. Now, you see, the thing is she's not normally a loving kitty. She's not codependent. Shanny's codependent, and CJ's basically codependent with content. I'm going to talk a little bit more about Shanny and my Shanny Live, and I'm going to do that tomorrow, probably around evening. And I'm going to charge this up all the way, and it will be a 3-hour live. And we'll go through all the audio. Well, he also creates drama. And I don't know why Marie likes to be shit on by him. I don't understand it. I always liked the girl, but I have to say at this point, I have to have zero respect for her. Only because she has zero respect for herself. Like I say, I'm not sure when. I'm going to do my thing around here. I've got chili in a crock pot I've been eating on for days. That's on low. So, as soon as I get off here, I'm going to make some spaghetti and have a 3-way chili and enjoy my life. And I already fed the kitties on the deck. And I had a odd visitor today. The electric guy. You know how they put on smart meters? My smart meter stopped sending them information. So they came out today and they changed my meter. And my power was clicked off for maybe 45 seconds. So, that was the whole of the day. And I thanked the guy because obviously if the meter was having problems, it was going to screw up totally at some point. So, that saved me a problem in the future. So, that's kind of been my only contact in a couple days. And I didn't go down with them, but Ashley showed up yesterday with her kids, and they were all down at the pond fishing. Hello, Travels Guy. But but once again, CJ has no content, and he's trying to do a big time show. And now another thing's interesting though. You make money on YouTube from doing things every day. You grow things by doing everything by the day. And like I said, I'm really on a YouTube sabbatical. I'm just finding ways in some of my spare rest time to bring a little bit of content here and there to things that I think are kind of interesting. I've grown my Grimgoth beard out so I can do a bunch of Grimgoth bits, but to be honest, like yesterday, I just really didn't feel funny. And that's kind of the secret to doing comedy. If you don't really feel funny, it's not going to come off right. But yeah, Rachel, this is a normal thing with them. And right now, Shannys doing that arc, and that's what we're going to cover in the live, is Shanny and Rev's turbulent relationship and their dumbassery, and how they start out and how they evolve to where they end up. What are you doing? She's a sweet kitty, but she's like a little tiny furry monkey. Well, he's still in jail from what I gather. And I don't think his family is bailing him out. Now, he will have to wait until, what day is it? Thursday. They'll have to have their court day, and that depends on how they schedule their court. Now here, I think they'd have it like twice a week. I know a Monday definitely, and today is Thursday. I've not really been paying attention to the day of the week, so I'm surprised it wasn't yesterday, but maybe it was today. Because, most of the time a court will always have a Monday day because they'll have everyone from the weekend to process to the judge. So it kind of depends on how Pennsylvania's running their court system. Well, freak, that's where we go to the stories keep changing. Initially, it wasn't so physical. And then as her stories go on, it gets physical. And then there's kicks in other places. I mean, one time, I caught her saying one time the neck. And then the next time, other time it was the chest. And this morning it was the head and the stomach. The story keeps changing. Well, that's what we're going to figure out, freak. Because a lot of times I think it's entertaining to sit down with you guys and do my detective work with you, because that gives you a chance to put in your input too, and we all walk through it together. And that's why I'm going to do a big 3-hour, maybe a 3-hour plus live stream if there's enough battery power, and we will go through all the lives, and we will we will mark all of her stories, because she don't remember what she says day to day. She has borderline personality disorder. That's going to lead her to be one of the more manipulative creatures in the planet. Tomorrow evening, not sure what time, but because I'm going to do it for so long, probably 6 to 7 Eastern Standard Time. Probably 6:30. In between that, let people eat. Because normally I don't try not to do things during dinner hours. But since I'm going to go 3 hours, and what sucks is it's Friday and I'm going to step on some people. But I mean, but today, this time I will. For Shanny content. Because this, like I say, I'm going to go through it with you. Because normally for my prep, I do this by myself. But sometimes it's fun if I do it with everyone. And we'll be revisiting her commentary on RSN. And as Shannys said, that was kind of insensitive. She said he could have at least first asked how I am, and that's true. Now, this is a true story, you know. I used to run with some really bad guys. And when I called up, now see, when I still lived in Cincinnati, you know, I was still getting my weed there and for a long time here. And I called up to make my big pickup in Cincinnati. And the first thing after, hey, you know what my drug dealer would ask? How's your mother? Because he knew that I was taking care of my sick mother. And before anything, you know, right after the hellos, the first thing out of his mouth always was, how's your mom doing? Are things okay? And then after, you know, and 98% of the time, you know, of course, you'd be, oh, everything's good. And, you know, just taking care of her, working my ass off. But that is what he would always ask. Now, he died of a heart attack in 2006. He was a good friend. But, you know, that is what he always would ask when I would call for drugs. You know, the first thing he would ask, how's my mother? Toodles, I was born in Cincinnati. I lived the first 28 years of my life in Cincinnati. And I just can't get over how rich life can be my age and know so little. Well, Toodles, yes, they did, and I sold the hell out of the drugs in Cincinnati. Yes, I did. Yes, I did, and I made a good living doing it. That I did. A real good living. I mean, seriously. You know, I used to burn through money like it was nothing. And I also had money for emergencies, and that's how I got all of this here. I mean, look at the beauty surrounding me. But, you know, in my personal opinion, once again, this is just my personal opinion. I think that CJ's back on drugs. That's my opinion. Now, my opinion could be wrong. I don't watch him daily, and I'm not watching his behavior. I'm not even subscribed to him anymore. I just know that Shanny came on today and said that he offered her $300. Yep. To come on her program to tell her story. But when I get to my Shanny Live, we'll actually show Shanny doesn't know what Shanny's story is. I mean, that's why I'm honest on YouTube, because I would hate to have to go back and look at all of my lives and have to try to keep track of everything that I've ever said on YouTube. But Shanny's not that smart. No, she is not. Now, she is greedy. She loves pity. In her whole life, watching her with her mother before she got out in the world, you know, all she was doing is, my pain, and using her borderline personality disorder to manipulate all those around her, along with her bipolar outbursts. Well, no, you want comical? Oh, God, Jin. I used to go out with a girl named Crystal. We almost married. I loved her so much. She got mad as hell at me because her mother wanted a quarter bag of weed. And I refused for me to meet her mother the first and be selling her weed. I mean, because I intended on marrying her. You know, I intended on marrying her, moving down here, you know, picket fence and, you know, the happily ever after thing. But, you know, I didn't want to meet my future wife's mother, you know, the first thing selling her drugs. I mean, And oh God, and I didn't. And oh my God, Crystal got mad as hell at me. I mean, I was in the doghouse for a better part of a week. At least till the weekend came around. But I refused to meet her mother that way. So, that's, my real life humor. That's once again another sad real fact, and the story won't change. She was mad at me for 3 or 4 days, and mad as hell, and didn't let me forget it. And I still have to laugh about it, and but it's one of those things. I wasn't going to do that. And normally, most men would have bowed to the woman's wishes, but I wanted to be able to live with myself in 20 years. I didn't want to say, the grandkids, and, when we had kids and, that'd be grandma. I didn't want to say, yeah, I met my grandma selling her weed. I didn't want that to ever come out to grandkids, so. But I got a feeling that CJ probably would have. Just my opinion. But, I think that CJ's doing his thing, and there's nothing wrong with doing things recreationally as long as you pay all your bills. Now, once again, you can see if you look over here, I have a home. I have a house over there. I got land behind me. I bought it at 28. CJ's in his 30s and probably still living with grandma. I ain't been watching. And he focuses time on giving Rich Life of road trips money. And you know what this tells me there? He's giving Foodie Beauty money and MFW to come on that program, in my opinion. Because, we've caught him doing it with Rich Life before, and then recapping what he paid off the Super Chats. So basically, getting the crowd to end up paying off him, buying people to come on. Now, I have no proof that he did this with Foodie Beauty or MFW, but we know he did it with Rich Life, and we know that he's now doing it with Shannys. So, because an animal will do what's in an animal's nature, I do believe that this is what he is doing. He's basically using channel donations to bring people on, to propagate his channel, to grow it, to try to get more money, because one, he doesn't know what people want to watch, and he can get a bunch of clicks off some normies, off these dead lolcows, so to say. Or should we say diseased lolcows? Now, once again, a down on it, a luck lolcow would take a few $100, but if you are a fan of his, and everyone can play their YouTube how they want. But, you just might want to realize that when you're giving to him, when he has one of these people on, he's basically conning you guys into paying for them. And nothing's coming out of his pocket. So just remember that. And I'm going to keep this short because I thought about doing this as a video, but I thought I would do it as a quick 30-minute live, because I'm going to go in there and make myself a good dinner. And as I said, temporarily, I'm a part-time YouTuber, and as the year gets on, I will be back to more full-time YouTubing. And I'm going to be doing bits for the Grim Goth channel, and I'm dying to cut this beard off of my face, and I guess while I'm sitting making dinner, I'm going to think up of a Grim Goth bit for, Shanny and CJ. So, everyone take care. Thank you for coming. And just remember, beware man buns bearing gifts. Everyone take care. and I will see you tomorrow for the Long Shandy Live.